So you want to approach an Indian woman, but you really don't know where to start. Maybe you're planning a trip to India, maybe you want to approach Indian women in your country, or maybe you already live over here. It really doesn't matter. Because what I'm going to teach you in this video is going to help you with women's psychology, and more than that, is going to help you find attractive Indian women anywhere. Now, before I even start, I want to share a quick story. Now, one of my friends who came from Germany, and I was just having a conversation with this guy, and this guy's like, hey man, I really don't know how to solve this puzzle. And I was like, what puzzle are you talking about? Now this guy goes, I really don't know how to approach Indian woman. I want to date an Indian woman, but it's just not happening. If I see a girl looking at me and I approach her, she gets offended and she just leaves or she gets scared. Now what do? Now the thing you need to understand, it's about the cultural differences. The culture in India is a little different than the culture in the West. And because of that, the approach over here changes. Now the question might pop up in your head. Is it even possible to do cold approach, or is it even possible to approach people on the street in India? Is it even safe to do that? I can guarantee you, if you avoid these 5 things, you're going to have a wonderful time when you're approaching a woman in India. The reason you want to avoid these 5 things is you don't want the girls to scream at you. You don't want the girls to shout at you. You don't want the girls to create a scene, call the cops, or you don't want the public to create a scene either. So listen to these 5 things very carefully, and if you have any doubts of approaching women in India, put it down in the comment section below. I'll make sure to answer them. Now before I even tell you these 5 things that you need to avoid, let me show you a good approach versus a bad approach. And of course, we're going to start with the bad approach first.
Excuse me. Hi. Don't panic. Actually, hey, listen.
Sorry, I know this is random, but my friend just saw you and he was like, you guys look really cute.
I find you really cute, yeah.
Okay.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Why are you leaving?
No,
Why are you
I have
leaving?
Some work.
Okay, we can just talk for a minute.
It's okay, thank you.
Excuse me? Hi. I just saw you. 1 second, 2 seconds, come here. I just love your hat.
Hey, listen.
I really love your hat. 1 second, come here. 2 seconds.
Where are you going? What happened?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, please. My friend just saw you. He just want to say hi, yaar. What happened?
That is what you need.
Hi. Okay, just wait, na. He's coming. Why are you leaving?
Now this is a bad approach. Now once I reveal those 5 things, I think it's going to be very obvious why it is a bad approach, and I'll keep the good approach for the last. Now when you're approaching a woman in India, one thing I'd like to tell you is don't make it sexual too fast. Now I see a lot of guys who have seen a lot of pickup videos, maybe approaching videos, cold approach videos, a lot of guys coming from the West just being extremely sexual from the start. Now you need to understand a little bit about cultural calibration. Indian women are a little bit conservative. Abroad, people see, okay, stranger can be a friend, but in India, stranger means danger, and that's because of the crimes against women. So with the initial approach, a woman is going to be skeptical. A woman is going to be skeptical unless you prove her that you're a sex-worthy guy, you're a cool guy who's socially calibrated and who's not going to do something weird or creepy. Now a lot of guys fail this by being extremely sexual too fast. So what you need to do in this case is give it some time, spend some time with her, get to know her a little bit, build that comfort level before you actually make things sexual. Now if you're a guy who's done some approaches, it's very important for you to understand where she's coming from. Really understand what she's emotionally going through before you make that sexual approach. Because what happens is most guys end up being sexual because, oh, the girl is looking at me, and that is exactly what happened with my German friend. And he was like, okay, let me just tell her, you look extremely beautiful. And that's exactly what he did, and the approach failed. Why? Because women are not used to being approached, specifically in the smaller towns. In the metropolitans, men are still approaching women, not so much though, but in the smaller towns, they have never been approached. So a woman who's never been approached, if you go extremely direct, extremely sexual, she's gonna get overwhelmed, and you don't want that. So a good approach is a successful approach, and a successful approach in India means that you need to turn down the sexuality a little bit. Now, I'm not telling you don't be sexual at all, but you need to calibrate according to how she's feeling, what she's going through. Is she comfortable with it? And then you can ramp it up. So the video you just saw, the guy was being extremely jumpy, he was not centered, he was talking to the girls, and he was also stuttering a little bit. Now all of this shows less confidence, and a girl is going to think, why is this guy freaking out so much? So you need to be centered, you need to be calm, and you need to be composed. Now a hack that I have when I'm doing the approaches is having a fake smile. Now this fake smile is going to stop all the negative thoughts from coming into your mind, and when you're approaching the woman, she's also going to feel a little bit more warmer, because there's a law of state transference when you're approaching anyone, which basically means the woman is going to feel similar level of emotions what you're feeling. So if you're feeling extremely negative, extremely nervous, nervous, she's also going to feel negative and nervous. But if you're calm and composed, which you're going to see in the next approach, the women are going to be much more accepting of that approach. Now, perhaps the biggest issue I see with guys who want to approach women is they overthink too much about what is the conversation starter. Now, the conversation starter really does not matter. You give so much attention to it, which really does not matter, because no woman is going to say, I'm just going to go out on a date with you because of the way you started the conversation, the words that you used. You will never really hear this because 99.9% of the women are going to forget about how you initiated the conversation. Because when you actually do the approach, they're also in their heads thinking, who's this guy who's approaching me and what does he want from me? Is he a guy I can actually talk to? Is he a safe guy or not? With all these thoughts, they're not able to remember your opening statement. So don't pay so much attention to conversation starters. Don't pay so much attention to the opening statements because they really don't matter. Now, I want to show you a successful approach, and in this approach, I use my 3-step approaching framework, which I'm going to reveal in my masterclass. All you need to do is click the pinned comment and sign up for that masterclass. Now, without wasting time, let's get right to it.
Excuse me, I didn't want to disturb you. I just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Where are you guys from? I'm from Delhi. Oh, nice. How's your trip going so far?
Right now on Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name? Arunav. Nice to meet you.
Kind of hard to keep
Achha, sorry. She's a what? Do you mind if I join you guys for a while? So I'm here actually on a workation. What do you guys do? Yeah, मेरे को भी बहुत बुरा लग रहा है disturb करते हुए, but
So where are you from?
I'm from Delhi.
Delhi.
Yes.
When you come here?
6 days back. How's your trip going so far? When did you come here? When did you come here? Sure. I think I distracted you.
Coming with your friend?
I'm actually on a workation. I'm here to write a book.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Writing a book. Writer.
Writer?
Yes.
Wow.
What do you read?
9-8.
Yeah. What's your full name?
And you?
Arunav Gupta.
Oh.
I'll message you, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Nice to meet you guys. Have a safe flight. And I'm sorry you spilled your food because of me.
Now, when you're doing the approach, and if you want it to be a successful approach, you need to understand that Indian women are no different from women across the world. What I mean is attraction works the same whether it's the US, the Europe, or India. Just the approach changes. Just because of the culture, the conditioning, the approach changes a little bit. So if you go a little bit more indirect, you're not extremely sexual, you tone down the aggressiveness, the approach is going to be successful. Which brings me to my last point, and this is one of the most important points if you actually want to date a high quality, attractive Indian woman, because you won't find them on the streets, in the metros mostly. So, if you're coming to India, if you plan to come to India, you need to understand the thing about exclusivity. You won't find the highest quality Indian woman just hanging out on the streets. If you really actually want to aim for high quality women, you need to go to these exclusive places, whether it's a mall. Even the malls have different levels. There's some malls which are extremely luxurious, some malls which are basic malls. So you need to go to those luxurious malls, or you need to target those malls which actually have gyms in them, because these are the places where you'll find extremely attractive women. Or maybe if you want to enjoy the nightlife, going to basic bars and clubs, you're not going to find really attractive Indian women over there, because all these attractive women are going to the guest list only places, all these exclusive parties. They're going to really high-end venues which don't allow you until and unless you're on the guest list. I'll make a separate video on that, how you get on the guest list for these exclusive places. But for now, this is what you need to understand. If you really want to date high quality, attractive Indian women, you won't find them on the streets and metros. Maybe you might find 1 or 2 exceptions, but that's like searching for a unicorn. So if you want to date a high quality Indian woman, if you want to date the creme of the creme, what you need to do is you need to sign up for the masterclass, because in this masterclass, I'm going to break down my 3-step approaching framework, which works on high quality women like a charm, my 5-step texting framework, which helps you set a date from the number, and my profile creation framework, which is going to get you really high quality matches. So what you need to do is click on the pinned comment as soon as you can, because we're only accepting 200 people.